Yeah, that's cool.
Join the team.
Hey team, it's McGuire Review, and today we're going to take a look at a newish product to the market. This was kickstarted last year. It's now been delivered, and you can purchase these on a number of different sites out there if you're interested. And I will say that if you are a tabletop RPG gamer, these should interest you because they're done very, very well. They're high quality, and they give you all the information that you need for any of the major statuses within the D&D 5th edition. So let's get these out of the bag and take a look at them. And Bear's going to hit us with some overhead cam work so we can see exactly what these do look like. But these are your classic condition chips. That's what these are. So instead of having your players be out, and you will get 20 within a pack, instead of as well as this little bag to hold them in, and there is a little insert that talks about like licensing and things of that nature. So I just have that there. But essentially what you're going to have here is all of your major conditions on these chips. Now let's imagine that you're playing a game and you've got your characters out on a board, and they're out on your map or your board or whatever you've created, and one gets hit with poisoned, and another one gets hit with frightened, and then maybe somebody's grappled. What's going to happen generally is you're either going to have to remember those statuses, or you're going to take the little plastic rings or things from like pop bottles or whatever you have and put that around your characters. That's generally what you see. This is where the condition chips come into play and add a lot of value, because for a very low price for how much one of these sets cost and how high quality these are going to last for a really, really long time. For a small amount of money to have this in your arsenal at all times. And this is both used by the player as well as the GM. Primarily probably the GM or DM. But your players can hang on to these and have these as well if it's something that they generally are always providing to other players. So let's say that you did become poisoned, and we've got our little halfling bard here. They do fit nicely on the chip as well. The standard base for just your standard size D&D miniature here does fit nicely right on that base, and it will cover the actual image of the chip. However, the wording will always be available and will be able to be seen. So you'll very quickly know at just a glance, oh, my halfling bard is poisoned, and my elf bard, I got the bards out today, is grappled. And then what you can do at any point in time, if you forget, what's poisoned again? You don't have to ask the DM. You don't have to ask another player. You just simply pick up the chip, and on the bottom of the chip is the actual status information. So everything that has to do with being poisoned is going to be right on the bottom here. And it's going to say attack rolls and ability checks are at disadvantage. Boom, there you go. There's your rule set if you get poisoned. Well, what happens if you're grappled? I forgot. Does that mean I have disadvantage on movement, or am I prone? Well, let's see here. Speed becomes 0 and cannot benefit from bonuses to speed. Okay? There's also another part of that condition that says it ends if moved from the reach of grappler, or if grappler is incapacitated. So there's your answer right there on exactly what happens when you get grappled. And they all follow that same thing. Charmed. Cannot harm the charmer with attacks, abilities, or magic. Also, charmer has advantage on social ability rolls with target. So you can just see all the ones that you have which are in the set. And I will go through and read not the backs of all of them, but at least the front, so you get a feel for all 20 that are included. So we got charmed, grappled, poisoned, frightened. Okay, we'll just kind of list them out, put 4 at a time here. We got deafened. There is prone. You've got unconscious and bless. I mean, how many times is that used? Hunter's mark. And some of these are ones, this is stunned. Some of these are ones that get used a lot all the time. And some of them are conditions and statuses that aren't used all the time. So this is when these become even more beneficial. We've got blinded. You've got invisible. Paralyzed. Rage. Concentrate. Restrained. Inspiration. Exhaustion. Incapacitated. And petrified. So those are all 20 that we have in the set. And those are all of the main conditions that you would run into when you're playing D&D 5th edition. And again, you could use these for games outside of D&D as well if the condition is still the same, where there is a lot of times where the condition is the same in other RPGs, so you can use these in things outside of D&D if you would like to, or if the actual condition status is different, which can happen in different types of tabletop RPGs. Generally, the actual condition, those are very reusable. I can name off a number of RPGs that use a lot of these, although the actual status may be a little bit different on the player. How many use bless, or poisoned, or grappled, or petrified? I mean, these are conditions that are very widely used across RPGs. So I think you're getting kind of a double bang for your buck by getting a set like this. And if you don't just play Dungeons & Dragons, you'll be able to use these for other platforms as well. Now, I do have an unopened one here. This is what the packaging does look like unopened. This is what it's gonna come like. Dungeon Bones. Again, this is from Gigamech Games. It says 14 and up. I'll read the back here. Take your role-playing to the next level with conditioned chips. Designed with the most popular role-playing game in mind, now you and your players can track them with ease, and you'll never have to look up the rules again. So that's really the point. Again, team, these come at a very low price point. When I saw this product, I was like, yes, that is exactly what I've been looking for. It hits the status, it hits the rules, it's got everything in a clean, simple form, and they're also very high quality. I mean, these are thick, heavy poker chips, and the printing on these are done really well too. So if you're interested in something like this, if you play tabletop RPGs, you're probably going to see this and think, yeah, that's cool. Go check it out. Again, they come at a very low price point for what you're getting here and the amount of reusability you're going to get as well. So hit that like, hit the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time.